Hello, you're welcome to our Tuesday edition of Nigeria Market, the very first day of June. And it is our pleasure to welcome you to the Nigeria Market, which is an advocacy program of AID. And we say AID is an ambassador initiative for development and empowerment, the number one NGO that has the front line to talk about Nigerian product and how our economy will grow. With me, my name is Sleta, and with me in the studio is Mr. Chimene Samuel.
Good morning and happy new month to all Nigerians and the world, especially our viewers. Happy new month.
All right. So, happy new month. That's the word. I think it's quite emphatic and wishing us a very good beginning of the year. But before we got to this very first day of May, I think we started May very well. And from the studio, we were able to come up with what we talk about digital market and the importance and how we can access e-commerce and be able to, trade virtually. In the last episode of Nigeria Market, we emphasized on how Nigerians can begin to exploit the e-commerce platform to be able to buy and sell. And by the grace of God, AID was able to come with a platform called Nigeria Market Marketplace, where we are encouraging everybody to come on board. And after that, we also emphasize on AID at 10. We're able to celebrate our 10 years anniversary on this advocacy program, and we brought up a lot of programs that we have actually undergone, and we also felt if you don't have a history, you may not have a future. So we projected our next agenda for the next after 10 years, and which was a reset. And that has actually brought us to this point, which today we're talking about first May. And today we're going to dwell more on the market, what kind of market, how porous our market and our borders are. I know when we talk about porosity and the market, it has to do with how foreign goods are entering the country shores without on check, and that has to do with the borders and in the security matter. All these are things we're going to discuss today, and I think with me in the studio, I have a very able ED that is going to handle that, and he has so much to weigh in. And we're talking about Nigerian, but the Nigerian market and how porous it is to the foreign goods that are actually flooding our market, and this actually had affected the sales and the patronage of Nigerian product in Nigeria. So, from your take, what's your view over this matter?
Well, interesting. I think this is one topic that we really need to, throw more light and wish that we are live, not just on this platform, take it to national TV, take it to national radios and all that, so that Nigerians can really know, the problems that are affecting us as people. Insecurity is there, and then of course a lot of persons have linked the insecurity thing to our porous borders. Nigerians is said to have over 1,000 plus borders, that are not even guided. And so these foreigners, yes, I use the word, even from the president, President Muhammad Buhari has said, those who are killing in Nigeria or who are kidnapping in Nigeria are foreigners. And so going with the words of the president,
foreigners are coming through our borders.
Yes, foreigners that are
the government have refused
and
to,
of course,
to,
those
to police.
exactly. So these are some of those issues, and so they have just made their ways into Nigeria and then are threatening, the peace of Nigeria. Well, it's a prayer that God will chase them out for us, since we don't have borders. When God, sent Adam and Eve out of the garden, he set up cherubs, with two swords just to fight. So I think that's going to be our prayer point. And we change our prayer point that, there will be invisible hands at our borders.
Definitely.
Okay, but that is our border, and that border has brought in foreigners that are now attacking Nigeria.
Let
Let me land. I'm not talking about the goods.
No,
because it's the same border.
When we bring spirituality here, there are some certain things God has given us the mandate to do, and we are still
So Nigerians, our help is always from God. Of course. That's why we are religious people, so we pray. All right, but that's part of it, Mr. Slade. Now, the same scenario that is bringing in this insecurity, the same way the bandits, the rustlers and Fulani herdsmen and all whatever you call the name now, has entered, Nigeria through these porous borders. It's the same way foreign products has also flooded our markets. Flooded our markets. There are no checks at the borders. There are no regulations of any sort, even when and of course, we have also discussed these ones on this platform at the inception. Professor Yemi Osibanjo, then as the acting president, then the one by the president himself. Now saying that at least for all the procurement and this in government ministries, MDAs, not ministries, department and agencies, that 40%, at least 40% must be locally made. Now the question is, are these things being adhered to? Because even the they are the ones that will pass these orders, to make it to be law. They will leave and go and buy foreign cars and all that. Their furnitures are all foreign. Now the question I keep asking, how can we be doing the same thing and expect a different result? Our economy is in shambles. Every day the government is borrowing money. Every day we are talking about the loss of jobs. Every day poverty rates in the country. These things did not just drop from heaven. No, they are man-made. They are man-made. And as I was going through some documents this morning, we're looking at what are the challenges? What are the challenges? And then the major challenge there, of course, the issue of corruption, which everybody, in fact, I think it was the fight against corruption that brought in the current administration.
Of course, yeah, right, there are 3 key points.
Okay, so
insecurity, corruption, and economy.
All right, so now these 3 pillars or agenda of the government, I leave it to our viewers to begin to give us, because it's an interactive program. Because we're talking about the issue of Nigeria. It's dear to all of us. It's affecting everybody. So if you look at those things, corruption has been number 1 problem why these borders are also open. Everything comes into Nigerian markets. Even the ones that we are producing in Nigeria, has found their way into Nigeria. And the good thing is that, or the bad thing, not good now. Why is bad is that most of these people, maybe their business environment is friendly. The business environment, you know, the labor, they have cheap labors. You know, that is one thing any business person can tell you. On Sunday, I was in a business meeting. We have people from Europe. You know, we have two people, okay, one from South Africa, the other two from Georgia. You know, with the Nigerian business people too, everybody attests to the fact that in China, for instance, they have cheap labor. They have it. So you don't compete with any products that is coming from China.
And when you mean cheap cheap labor must go pari passu with facilities that are handy, the amenities that can also help that cheap labor strive. When you talk about there's constant electricity, so that they can work over the night. You have people work in the day, work at night. The light is flowing. The equipments, the know-how, the trainings are all there, made available for people to actually work. That's why they call it cheap labor. There's no way there's cheap labor.
No,
when you engage human beings to work in production level and you give them the right environment, they always put up their best. If that can also be employed into Nigeria, we have everything equal. We have a light, electricity. We have the able men moving around the street here in Nigeria that don't have anything. That need to be engaged. So if all these things are being put in place, I don't think you can just say it's cheap. It's not necessarily cheap. It's because of the facilities that have been put in place and the business environment is thriving, and that's the environment has actually given them the opportunity to make more production than we expect. And that's why we must say it is cheaper there. It's not. So we should also think about how we can build up our own institutions to bring up these opportunities that will make our labor cheaper too in Nigeria. I think when you come to that, I will always begin to applaud our country, Nigeria. So it is necessary that we look at what we can do as a nation. You've been able to, itemize some of these challenges.
No. Let's take further.
All right.
Now, cheap labor, yes. When you have infrastructure, the infrastructures are there. But China has also taken advantage of their population. They've taken advantage of their population. So, job that if in Nigeria you can select job, there are a lot of people. In fact, from the experience of the guy from Georgia, he said in China, you have will you say divide China into like 3 or 4 segments? There are still remote areas that people are still
living in peasant.
Yes, and they are ready to do anything. You understand? I also tell you this, that cheap labor thing. Those days in Port Harcourt, of those that know Port Harcourt, you have a lot of oil companies. My village also hosts, one of these companies. It got to a point where the so-called expatriates, Americans will go to India, you understand? Americans will go to Lebanese and bring them in Wibros. Let me mention this company now because that is host in my community. Or my community is host to this. They'll bring Indians and then put them in caravans.
Okay.
You understand? Because the people are even happy that are in Nigeria as expatriates, not minding the condition where you keep them. They just build this caravan, containers, and then give them a double bunk bed like secondary school people. Now, it's cheaper for them than bringing one American. So that's when we say cheap labor. We have human resources that these people that have, they are good technicians. So why look for people? Money you pay one person, you pay to 10 persons. So now in China they have this. Now the cheap labor is there, so you are not competing with them. Yeah, we've talked about. You have mentioned the infrastructures and all that. Now in Nigeria, we don't have cheap labors as such. Then we don't have the raw materials. Again, the infrastructures are not also there. So it makes products in Nigeria to be a bit high. A lot of persons will tell you that one reason why I don't patronize products made in Nigeria is that they are expensive. But let me tell you, when you get a good quality product that is made in Nigeria, take it anywhere in the world, it's still the best. It's still the best. So we're looking at the challenges that have made our market to be open, to foreigners and foreign products. We've mentioned that corruption. Of course, that has also to do. Corruption is as a result of weak government institutions.
Yeah.
Because we have government programs, government policies. We have anti-corruption agencies, the ICPC, the EFCC, and are now those customs, the immigrations, the NDLA at the borders. Are they doing what they are supposed to do? If they are doing what they are supposed to do, 90% or let's say 60% of these goods that are entering Nigerian market like water that is flowing, that is wouldn't be entering. If you cast your mind back, last year Nigeria shut the borders, isn't it? Now, when they shut the borders for foreign rice and all that, how come foreign rice were still being sold in Nigeria? So it's corruption, it's weak institutions. And of course, the third one, you can say those highly placed businessmen and women that are well connected in Nigeria, they are like untouchable, they have exemptions, whatever they bring must pass. Even the people at the border know them that once, this is Oga, oh, this is Madam. You know that kind of thing. So these things has been a major challenge, and that's why our markets have no regulations, our markets have no restrictions. Everything, finds a way into the market. Now, the danger, which we have always emphasized on this platform, is that it has killed our own industry. It has killed our industry. It has rendered millions of Nigerians, jobless. And what are we seeing on the international scene? Every international report that is coming, Nigeria is the highest unemployed. Unemployment rate is Nigeria. Poverty rate is Nigeria. Every bad thing, God forbid, is now attributed to Nigeria. So what are the government doing? What are government institutions doing? Because there are people who are paid salary. This is 1st of June. Most of them have been paid or they are waiting for alert. So alert to do what? So these are the things we'll be looking at. It's going to be a whole thing. Maybe throughout the month of June, we'll also get a lot of persons to come and discuss it. How porous, why have we let loose every corner? Insecurity we cannot control. Then the market force that can help us create job, because now look at 90%, or no, let me not say, let's say 60% of all the devices in Nigeria as a result of what? Poverty. Because there must be that survival strategy, whether by hook or by crook.
Well, we have actually weighed in, and you've actually been able to point out the major challenge and the major challenge for Nigerian market to strive. And as far as we're concerned, is borders that need to be checked. And it can only be checked if corruption is also be put in place. And the institutions that are meant to actually check this agency need to sit up. I just heard on the tele this morning that EFCC has given ultimatum to bankers to declare their assets. I want to say that's a good step in the right direction. They want to start with the bankers to see how much they have an asset, what kind of asset they have. But let's also have a look to other agencies like this, immigrations and custom. That's where we can begin to also checkmate corruption, so that things can go well. If they can also dim their satellite into other agencies like this immigration and custom concerning regards to our borders, so that they too go sit up and make sure that they don't go because they are collecting bribes here and there. Because they're bribes, at the end of the day, you must have an asset that you're putting that money into. So it's a good thing we must encourage government towards this direction.
Now, let me quickly, because of our time, see, EFCC, yes, they are beaming their lights on bankers, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is private business that people are doing. Yes, there's nothing wrong in checking them, but there are people that the taxpayer money. The banks are not the ones generating money for the government. Customs are, government agencies are generating revenue for government. So I want to even say that EFCC should be more on customs. You understand? And immigration, those government agencies, because if these people don't generate enough money, government has no money, to run the government's business. It's not the bankers. The bankers are big players. No, they are just doing their private businesses.
You understand? So he assumed they are beating corruption. I think that's
it.
But then
let's look. Well, maybe on Thursday we'll just look more.
Let's also give them a plus, and I also hope that they will look the other direction, and that's our hope. So we are glad this morning, and I want to encourage our viewers and listeners, those who are with us. If you are listening, watching us, we always encourage you to make your input when it comes to discussions like this. We are all looking at how we can be able to make our economy and grow our market base, and that's why we brought this topic. So if you have anything to share with us, you can always interact through our our links. They are there, our Facebook page, our Instagram and Twitter. You can make your comment and we'll react back. So we want to appreciate you this morning for listening with us, for watching and making your comment. Keep interacting with us and engage our pages so that we can also know that we are not alone in the platform. So because of time, we want to say it's a good day this morning, the very first day of June. We want to wish you a good beginning of the month, and we expect that you're going to have it well. So before we leave the studio, as usual, we want to encourage us to always remember to buy Nigeria to grow Nigeria.